What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another interesting, unique little review for you today. Before I get into that, I would like to thank everyone that's liking the videos, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. If you're not, hit the subscribe button. Helps me out a lot, helps the channel out. If you're really interested in helping the channel out, join the Patreon. I got it linked down below. All proceeds from Patreon will go to pay for shipping and knives eventually. Hopefully I can get up to that amount of money, right, to be able to buy knives for, channel content. I'm just trying to, stay above water at this point with shipping back and forth knives that people were gracious enough to let me borrow. So anyway, now that I plugged all that, let's get into this one today. This is really special for me, and I picked this day to do this and release this video. This is going to be posted on July the 3rd, 2024. This is actually my mom and dad's 37th anniversary, I believe. I think. Pretty sure it's either the 36th or 37th. Not 100% sure on that. Yeah, I'm terrible with that. Either 36th or 37th, but happy anniversary to mom, dad, if you're watching. That's why I chose this knife to do today, and I'll show you why here right now. I guess this knife is this knife is a Maxim, made in China, headquartered in USA, national Maxim knife. So looking at it, there's not really anything special about it, right? It looks like a knockoff, cheap, maybe dollar store, Dollar General knife or something like that. But it is 100%. That's what it is. It's something you get on the way, checking out, at your Home Depot, Dollar General, whatever. It's not really an expensive knife at all. Chinese made. The steel on this is, yeah, so there's no steel on it. But the thing that makes this knife special to me, this is one of the last. I got, a decent amount of pocket knives. I think, pretty decent little collection going on. Nothing as impressive as some, but, better than others. I'm fortunate enough to have what I got, and I appreciate it. Definitely got a lot more that are valued more physically, by the world and everything. Anybody else looking at it more so than this one. But the reason this one is particularly special, if you're still watching this after seeing what knife it is, I think actually joking, KC calls this the Dollica, which is like a dollar store knockoff of a Spyderco Dollica, and he's not wrong, right? It's kind of what it is. But the reason this one's so special to me, and it's one of the last ones I'd ever get rid of. I'll never get rid of this knife, by choice. The resale value is not there at all. Yeah, but the reason that this one means so much is my dad gave me this one after I'd gone through a pretty hard time. I was had to, in my mid-30s, move back in with my parents, and went through a lot of kind of unexpected, unforeseen, crazy events in my life. Let's just say that, without getting too far into the weeds, without naming names or bringing up all kinds of crazy stuff and drama or whatever. I was going through a hard time in my life, and so I was pretty much couch surfing with them, and did that for about 3 months or so, maybe a little longer than that, until I finally was able to to go back to my house. So, long story short, when I was there, I didn't have anything I brought. It wasn't expected for me to go there. It happened very, very unexpectedly and suddenly for for me. So I didn't. It wasn't like something I planned, anything like that by any means. So never saw it coming. So this is a knife that my dad gave me whenever I was living with him. And he said, I was like, as one of the things that I not any money hardly, I'm still going to work and everything. Fortunate enough to maintain that job that I had at the time, and didn't really have a lot. Pretty much is the best way to put it, I guess. But Dad gave me, this was just one he had laying around in a drawer or something, you know. He's like, here, take this one, you know. And I'd asked him for a knife, you know, asked him if he had an extra knife, you know, laying around, pocket knife somewhere, whatever that I could use or borrow, or you know, and gave me this one. And so I took this one, you know, carried it for quite a while, you know, a couple months or so. Um, Sharpened it moderately, I guess, after I kind of half-assed got into sharpening a little bit, and then dulled it again. It's probably made out of like Reynolds wrap steel or something like that. So I thought it would be uh, a pretty cool video just to show that. Well, hold on one second. All right, sorry about that, guys. Phone was overheating again. Tends to do that when I got the microphone thing plugged into it for an extended period of time, I guess. But anyway, yeah, this is something I chose to kind of put up here just to show that it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks about your knife collection, right? It's what you think about it, because it's your stuff, you know. So who cares what you know, what anyone else says about it, you know? Or I know it's easy for a lot of people getting into the hobby. It becomes a habit, and hey, I'm not I'm not casting no stones at all, you know. I mean, it's definitely a healthier habit than a lot of people have, and it's a healthier habit than a lot of us have had in the past, right? It's kind of like a therapeutic way to get away from stuff, to, you know, just have something a little small that you're, you know, kind of like a niche community, and something that you enjoy, you know, and especially, you know, with a tool that'll help you out. So no judgment there. I definitely understand that, but the whole point of me making this video with this knife is that to me, you know, this is one of my prized possessions. You know, I would never get rid of it. I don't carry this anymore out of fear that I'll lose it. You know, I mean, that's something that I would also reserve for, you know, maybe one of my grail knives, you know, or whatever. You know, a knife that costs hundreds of dollars. So but this one is a cheap knockoff. There's probably been thousands of these made. My point being that value in the knife community, resale value is one thing, and retail value is another thing. You know, but actual value to a knife that is in your collection, that's all you. You know, that's 100% you. Without a doubt. You know, if anyone's watching this video, you know, I don't know, this might be 20 views, 30 views, something like that. Who knows? You know, might get less than that, might get more than that. But my whole point of doing this, and hopefully you know, have made it this far in the video. If you have, I commend you. Is just that you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder with something, and this holds more value to me. This is something that I was given by somebody that, you know, is one of, you know, somebody I love the most in the world, you know, my dad, in one of the hardest times of my life. And it's something that'll always hold true in my life, and it's something that I value more than a lot of other possessions that are probably worth a lot more money, you know, to the world. But to me, you know, this thing's priceless pretty much, you know. I'll go ahead, and with that background, with that long background, I think 10 minutes now, after I edit these videos together, I had to restart with the phone issue I had. But you know, do a quick little right, as a size comparison, that's next to the Paramilitary 2. That's next to the Para 3. Now you can kind of see, you know, I mean, this is kind of a knockoff of the Dollica, right? I believe this might not be the same one that Casey uses, that he calls the Dollica, you know, but might be something close to that. Overall measurement, we'll do a quick one here. 6 3/4 inches. Blade measurement 2 3/4. Cutting edge on it 2 3/8. Half serrated, which I don't recommend. Blade play, got a lot of blade play side to side. What's the hardware on it? No hardware, it's bolstered out. You know, you cannot flick it. The action's not that great. Let's see, pivot. I guess we could do a hardware check on the pivot. It's a T8, I believe. That's what it looks like anyway. Yeah, it might be bigger than that. Holy hell, look at that. Huh, that's crazy. Look at that. T10. Look at that. Cheap little Chinese made Dollica, dollar store knife, whatever you want to call this thing, uses a T10 captive pivot. Holy hell. They can do that, but Spyderco can't. But, you know, Benchmade can't, but all these other awesome knife companies can't. Don't tell me that's not possible. That's awesome. So that is one good point about this knife. Another good thing about it is it locks. How strong the lock is, I have no idea. I wouldn't put the, my faith in it too much. So that is a good thing. It has a clip. That is a good thing, I guess, right? You carry it tipped down, which I don't like to carry tipped down, but that is an option. They have a lanyard hole. Look at that. So yeah, a little overview of it there anyway. But the whole point of this video is not just to, is not to showcase this amazing Maxim made in China, headquartered in U.S. national, Dollica, whatever you want to call this thing. It's not to showcase this knife, because there are a lot better knives out there. I even if I weren't afraid of losing it out of sentimental value, I probably still wouldn't carry it, because, to me, there are all kinds, now that I'm in the, the knife community, now that I, am part of this community and part of the, I know what I know now, which is still probably tip of the iceberg, but I do have a greater appreciation of knives and a greater knowledge of knives now. But this one in particular, I wouldn't carry it at all anymore, but I'll never get rid of it. So that's something to keep in mind whenever you're, trying to keep up with the latest trends, the latest, well, this knife is, this one's coming out on the 3rd, I gotta get it when it drops, and all that stuff. You can go broke quick doing that, for sure. I mean, it's not hard to do at all. It's very easy to go broke with knives. Guns are an expensive hobby, but knives are really expensive hobby too, right? There's a lot of hobbies any kind of niche community has, that's what they call us anyway, that can be expensive. So something to keep in mind for sure. But the main thing I wanted to drive home in this video, and my incoherent, crazy rambling that you're probably not listening to, hey, if you're listening at this point, comment down below, let me know, because I really appreciate it. But my main point I wanted to drive home is that this holds a lot of value to me, not to anyone else, to me. So that is exactly what it is. Your prized possession. You don't have to, don't feel like just because what you have isn't monetarily worth a lot, it isn't, actually worth a lot. So something to keep in mind. And hey, if you have a knife that's worth, 10 grand that your dad passed on to you, or your whoever, or, best friend, whatever, and it's worth, more than any other physical object to you, that's fine too. I'm not down in nice, expensive things. I'm just saying that the knife world is a vast ocean of different price ranges and different people and different types of stuff. So something to keep in mind, if you take anything away from this, is don't reduce value just to monetary equivalence, I guess, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Again, happy anniversary to Mom and Dad. If y'all are watching this at all, appreciate it. Appreciate all y'all's help through the years and support. And I can't believe that this is y'all's 37th anniversary, I think. Whichever one it is, 36th, 37th, happy anniversary. And thank you for everything. And thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you, Dad, for this amazing knife that I will always have as long as I'm around. And appreciate everyone watching, man. I hope y'all have a great day.